Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Wednesday the 15th of November. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and friends. This video is brought to you by the Step with Ja merchandise collection. Now for the news in detail. Richard Brown, one of the two men who pleaded guilty in connection with the kidnapping and the murder of 27-year-old Tashina Patterson and a 10-month-old Sharia Paulwell, has been slapped with two 30-year sentences for the murders. The sentences are to run concurrently. He will be eligible for parole after serving 20 years. Additionally, he received two 22-month sentences at hard labor for kidnapping. He was sentenced by Judge Lorna Shelley Williams in the Home Circuit Court on Wednesday. He had pleaded guilty to 2 counts of kidnapping and the 2 counts of murder on October 26th. The DPP's office said Brown pleaded guilty to his role as a driver who transported Patterson and the Sharia from Stony Hill, along with the shooter and other persons, to a scene in East Kingston where they were later killed. The second man who pleaded guilty for his involvement in the murders has been sentenced to 7 years and 10 months imprisonment. Rashan Miller had pleaded guilty to 2 counts of accessory before the fact to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap, and misprision of felony. He is to serve 7 years and 10 months for each count of accessory before the fact to murder, 2 years and 10 months for each count of conspiracy to kidnap, and 1 year and 10 months for misprision of felony. The sentences are to run concurrently. A statement from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions following Wednesday's sentencing said Miller pleaded guilty to participating in the planning of the murders, but there was no evidential material that he was on the scene on the day of the kidnapping and murders, or that he participated in the actual kidnapping and murders. The matters involving the 2 men were settled under the Plea Negotiations and Agreements Act. Meanwhile, Richard Brown has apologized for the role he played in the Pierce demise. Brown issued a statement through his attorney Rita Allen on Wednesday. In his statement, Brown said he was moved to apologize because it is the right thing to do.
I want my lawyer to tell the family of the baby and mother and the Jamaican public that I am very sorry for the loss of their lives. I want my lawyer to also tell my mentor that I'm very sorry for the disappointment. I hope one day everyone will find it possible to forgive me, and he signs his name to it.
Who's the mentor?
He did mention the mentor.
Defense attorneys on Wednesday aborted their latest attempt to secure bail for Constable Noel Maitland, who is charged with the murder of his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson. The bail application was scheduled for Wednesday morning in the Home Circuit Court, but when the matter was mentioned, the Crown advised that it was informed by Maitland's defense team via a letter that it no longer wished to have another try at bail. Maitland, who has been in custody since July 27, was further remanded until January 17, 2024 for a plea and case management hearing. He is charged with murder and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. 3 months after the disappearance of dancehall artist Medic, her mother is now lamenting that scammers bilked the family of $250,000 Jamaican dollars by claiming to have knowledge of her whereabouts for a fee. Millicent McCurdy, Medic's mother, said the scammers have sought to rub salt into the wound. The other day, someone contacted my other daughter saying they know the house in Linseed where Medic is being held and they will give information for $250,000, and she transferred money to them and they stopped answering her calls, she explained. We reported the matter to the police. They have the bank account number and all know nothing. Scammers are trying to profit from this terrible situation. My daughter is so naive and young. She wants her sister back home. She was so desperate and they took her money. According to the police, 29-year-old Stephanie Williams was last seen on Thursday, August 24, wearing a black blouse, black tights, and a pair of black shoes. She is of brown complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet 7 inches. The prosecution is to respond next week to a bail application made today in the case of Delar Rodney, a taxi operator who is charged with causing the deaths of 5 people in a vehicular crash on Monday in Westmoreland. Rodney, who is represented by attorneys Lambert Johnson and Faith Salmon, made his first appearance in the Westmoreland Parish Court before Senior Parish Judge Steve Walters. However, his case was adjourned until Monday. The defense made the application for bail, and the prosecution will respond on Monday for the judge to give the final say, someone told reporters. She has also sought to refute media reports that her client, who is a senior member of the Belmont community in the parish, had fled the scene of the accident. He is not a flight risk. He has been at my chambers from 8:30 yesterday morning, Rodney's attorney insisted. Rodney is charged with the deaths of 15-year-old Lavicia Forrester and her 39-year-old mother Petrina Wallace of Gordon District White House in Westmoreland. O'Neill Allen and his mother, 65-year-old Angela Samuel, both of Mount Edgecombe, and 54-year-old Janet Thompson of McAlpin, also in Westmoreland. It is reported that about 3:30 p.m. on Monday, November 13, all 5 deceased persons were aboard a grey Toyota Noah when the vehicle collided with a white truck. They were transported to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Rodney, who was driving, was later charged with 5 counts of causing death by dangerous driving. A suspect in a multiple shooting incident in Trenchtown, St. Andrew 2 weeks ago, which left 2 people dead and 5 wounded, was fatally shot Wednesday morning during a police operation in Burnt, Savannah, St. Elizabeth. His identity has not been released. The police say between 5 and 5:45 a.m., officers from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch (CTOC) and the St. Elizabeth Division carried out a special operation in search of the person of interest in the November 2 incident. During a breach of the suspect's premises in Burnt, Savannah, the man allegedly pointed a gun at the police team. The team opened fire, hitting the suspect in the upper body. The police say a Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing 8 rounds was retrieved from the wounded man. The suspect was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. On November 2, 4 men alighted from a car and opened fire at a group of people gathered along 3rd Street in Rema, Trenchtown. 2 men were killed and 5 people, including a 10-year-old boy, were wounded. The Kingston Western Police said the shooting was linked to a gang conflict. Education Minister Favour Williams says 74 schools across the country have been affected by bomb threats since last Thursday. The minister gave the update during Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing at Jamaica House.
Our end-of-day report on Thursday showed that 16 schools across 6 of the 7 regions received the email. St. Catherine, which is Region 6, reported the highest number of schools. On Friday, November 10, 2023, the bomb threats continued. Our end-of-day report showed that 55 schools received the threat. It must be noted that of this number, there are 2 schools that received the email with the bomb threat twice. On Monday, November 13, 1 school in Region 2, which is St. Thomas, received a bomb threat, while on Tuesday, yesterday, November 14th, 2 schools reported to us that they received the bomb threat via email.
The latest threat was reported on Tuesday morning at Meadowbrook High School in St. Andrew. Minister Williams says the majority of the students affected were located in Region 1, which includes the parishes of Kingston and the St. Andrew. She is urging all schools to continue taking the threats seriously until proven otherwise.
All of our schools contacted the police upon receiving the email. They implemented their school safety protocols and evacuated the students and staff to a safe place. The Board of Management, through our chairman and chairwoman of all our schools, were engaged by the principals, and an executive decision to stop operations and contact parents to pick the students up from school was executed at some of the schools. Our directive as of now to our schools is to continue to take these threats seriously every time.
Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, says the police are pursuing several leads into their investigations into the bomb threats. DCP Bailey says the JSAF remains committed to bringing the perpetrators to justice.
What I will say at this time is that the police is pursuing several leads. We have the resolve and commitment to ensure that those persons who are responsible are brought to justice. Both the JCF and MOCA are working together with our international partners, as indicated by the Minister, to ensure that these persons who we believe are quite savvy in the cyber world and in our interaction with our international partners, they have also indicated that these individuals are not just ordinary people.
In the meantime, National Security Minister Dr. Rashan says the bomb threats have highlighted some personnel challenges within the country's emergency response mechanism.
The activities, of course, indicate that while we responded and was able to do work and effective guidance to all the schools, provide effective support, we'll have to expand our emergency operating teams given the level of activity. This kind of activity in some communities have become fairly recurrent, and we'll have to ensure that we expand our teams. The teams in place have demonstrated an extremely high level of professionalism from both the JCF, JDF, and CTAC and others. But we'll have to expand that team and be prepared for any eventuality.
Since last Thursday, more than 70 schools, the Kingston Wharves, the Spanish Town Hospital, the New Kingston Business Center, and the St. Catherine Parish Court have been affected by the threats. Chang says the nature of the threats were designed to cause chaos.
The police, which have been monitoring and responding carefully and supported by the Jamaica Defence Force, specialized agents like CTOC, Jamaica Fire Brigade, the Ministry of Health in the case of the hospital, and ODPEM throughout the system, have indicated that based on the nature of the threats, that they were designed to disrupt and create a level of confusion in the society. However, they are being pursued aggressively. All the required resources in the security force have been mobilized to identify and apprehend the perpetrators. We also have the support of our international partners, that include the FBI, which have been active in support from day one.
Chief Executive Officer of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, Robert Hill, has disclosed that CRB Circle in Kingston is set to reopen in 2 weeks. The Kingston and St. Andrew Public Health Department closed a popular food spot in October after a viral video emerged showing a vendor relieving herself inside her stall. Work is now underway to construct bathroom facilities at the vending spot. Also, vendors have since engaged in a 5-day training program being offered by the Hart NSTA Trust in proper food handling and preparation. Further, an effort is being made by the municipal corporation to register the vendors. A laborer from Portland was shot and killed early Wednesday morning. He has been identified as Romain Grant, also called the Tiger of David Lane in Port Antonio. According to the police report, Grant was at his home asleep when a man armed with a handgun allegedly forced open the front door to his house and fired about 7 shots at him. The police were called and Grant was rushed to the hospital, where he died whilst undergoing treatment. The incident reportedly happened around 5:45 a.m. This has moved the number of murders in the parish to 14. Investigations are ongoing. The United States Embassy in Kingston, speaking on the impasse between security provider G4S Guardsman JV and its employees who staged a sick-out Tuesday, say the U.S. government is a strong supporter of workers' rights and collective bargaining. The embassy was responding to questions about the industrial action taken by some 60 guards employed at its location. The embassy says it hopes that G4S Guardsman JV and their employees will soon come to a mutually acceptable resolution to their labor dispute. The embassy said that it was not party to the discussions. It also did not directly comment on how its operations were affected by Tuesday's sick-out. The guards are represented by the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, UCASE. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening and see you next time. This video was brought to you by the limited edition Step With Your Merch collection. Get yours while stocks last. Links are in the description below.